Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sandra'S Stenography and Shorthand Court Reporting Dictation. Yes, all that. But I think if you just type in Sandra'S Steno or Sandra'S Stenography, it should come up. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I've got some dictation that I want to get out to you tonight. And before the new year starts, I'm going to start this case of State of Florida versus Casey Marie Anthony. And right now, what I'm looking at, I'm doing a screen share, but right now what I'm actually looking at is the first page of the court document. And I'm just going to read this out to you. In the top right-hand corner, it says, in the Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit, in and for Orange County, Florida. Then over to the left, down, looks like 2 spaces, State of Florida, plaintiff, v. period, Casey Marie Anthony, defendant. Now, if you go over to the right of that, where it says where you put your V at, you're going to type case number. If you're writing this out, that is, if you want to make this look like a transcript, an original transcript, case number 208-CF-15606-A-O. And that is the heading of this page. It drops down after the Casey Marie, defendant, about 2 or 4 spaces. That's 1, 2, 4 spaces maybe below that, or 2 spaces. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can look this up online. And this is Casey Anthony jury instructions, and it's sort of PDF if you also want to look at it. And I think one thing that would be great when I go over to Patreon, I can actually write this out, and you will be able to see the way it's supposed to look, rather than me just trying to describe it for you. So anyway, that is the beginning of this case. If you want to set it up. And then jury instructions in bold and underlined. Let's see, 2 spaces below that, in bold, introduction to final instructions. Now, some of the words that are going to be in this dictation, to give you somewhat of a heads up. Let's see, Casey Marie Anthony. Casey Marie Anthony. And of course, you might pick up a brief for that. If you're doing this trial, I would have a brief for her name. There is no way I would write that out every time. Then there is murder in the first degree, aggravated child abuse, aggravated manslaughter, of course, a second degree, third degree felony murder, third. For a brief, let's see what else we have. Justifiable. We have Kaylee Marie Anthony. Let's see. Justifiable homicide. Excusable homicide. I don't see a lot else, so let's go ahead and get started then. Ready? No, at no particular speed. Just trying to get you all involved. Ready? Think of legibility right now and accuracy and not speed. Ready? Members of the jury, I thank you for your attention during this trial. Please pay attention to the instructions I am about to give you. Introduction to homicide. In this case, Casey Marie Anthony is accused of murder in the first degree, aggravated child abuse, aggravated manslaughter of a child, and 4 counts of providing false information to a law enforcement officer. Murder in the first degree includes the lesser crimes of murder in the second degree, manslaughter, and third degree felony murder, all of which are unlawful. A killing that is excusable or was committed by the use of justifiable deadly force is unlawful, is lawful. Strike that. Is lawful. If you find Kaylee Marie Anthony was killed by Casey Marie Anthony, you will then consider the circumstances surrounding the killing in deciding if the killing was murder in the first degree or was murder in the second degree, or manslaughter, or third degree felony murder, whether the killing was excusable or resulted from justifiable use of deadly force. Justifiable homicide. 782.02 Florida statute. The killing of a human being is justifiable homicide and lawful if necessarily done while resisting an attempt to murder or commit a felony upon the defendant, or to commit a felony in any dwelling house in which the defendant was at the time of the killing. Excusable homicide. 782.03 Florida statute, the killing of a human being is excusable and therefore lawful under any one of the following three circumstances. Number one, when the killing is committed by accident and misfortune in doing any lawful act by lawful means with usual ordinary caution and without any unlawful intent. Or number two, when the killing occurs by accident and misfortune in the heat of passion upon any sudden and sufficient provocation. Or number three, when the killing is committed by accident and misfortune resulting from a sudden combat, if a dangerous weapon is not used and the killing is not done in a cruel or unusual manner. I now instruct you on the circumstances that must be proved before Casey Marie Anthony may be found guilty of murder in the first degree, aggravated child abuse, aggravated manslaughter of a child, and 4 counts of providing false information to a law enforcement officer or any lesser included crime. Was that a lot for you guys, or should I continue on? Should I continue on? Or is that a lot of writing? It might be a lot of writing. 1, 2, 1 page, 2 page. We'll go through this 3rd page, and then I'll call it a night. I'll call it a day or a night, or finish up. Murder, first degree. 782.041. A, Florida statute. And the 1 and the A is in brackets. So it should read 782.04 bracket 1 close bracket X small a bracket comma Florida statute. There are 2 ways in which a person may be convicted of first degree murder. One is known as premeditated murder, and the other is known as felony murder. In order to find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree, the state must convince you beyond a reasonable doubt of the defendant's guilt of either premeditated murder or felony murder. While you must all agree that the state has proven first degree murder beyond a reasonable doubt, you need not be unanimous in your opinion as to whether that finding is based upon premeditated murder or felony murder, as I shall now define those terms. To prove the crime of first-degree premeditated murder, the state must prove the following three elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1. Kaylee Marie Anthony is dead. 2. The death was caused by the criminal act of Casey Marie Anthony. 3. There was a premeditated killing of Kaylee Marie Anthony. And quote, act, close quote, includes a series of related actions arising from and performed pursuant to a single design quote, killing with premeditation, close quote, is killing after consciously deciding to do so. The decision must be present in the mind at the time of the killing. The law does not fix the exact period of time that must pass between the formation of the premeditated intent to kill and the killing. The period of time must be long enough to allow reflection by the defendant. The premeditated intent to kill must be formed before the killing. The question of premeditation is a question of fact to be determined by you from the evidence. It will be sufficient proof of premeditation if the circumstances of the killing and the conduct of the accused convince you beyond a reasonable doubt of the existence of premeditation at the time of the killing. And we will start right there on page 4. And this is only 26 pages long, this, the jury charge, the jury instruction. And so we'll pick up on page 5, and that will be felony murder first degree. So thank you all for joining me this evening. I really appreciate it, and I hope this was of some help to you. And I love jury charge, so this was a pleasure to read. So thank you so much for being here. You guys are, as always, awesome. And happy writing, everyone.